tomato soup just hits different in Hong Kong, I think. It's just, tomato's so much better. And it's cheap. Relatively. Okay, we're not here for actual food. We're just getting coffee.
Yes.
We're just here for coffee, but then we decided to get dessert. So that's the coconut latte with less sugar. Izmir, does that just taste like black coffee?
It's strong.
Seems like all the milk and sweetness is on the bottom. Okay, now that we got some food in us and had some coffee at McDonald's, it's time for day 3. We're going to the laundromat to pick up our laundry because I brought very little clothes with me. Because I didn't really get that much time to think about packing since right after the wedding we came to our honeymoon. So, laundry. We already put the laundry in there. We were at the cafe just to kill time while it dried, so I was feeling really sick yesterday. I don't know what it was. Anyhow, so we're gonna go do this, take it back to our place, and then we're off to the Buddha. The elevator's broken. Last time I was in Hong Kong, I went to Vietnam to run away from the area because of the protests. And after coming back, I stayed on this island somewhere. So as I mentioned, the last time I was in Hong Kong, I was running away from the area and went to Phu Quoc for a little while. After the trip to Vietnam, I still did have to come back for one day before my flight out, and I chose this island to stay at that point. I chose this route last time because this is very close to the airport. Go directly from this outlet to the airport in like one bus, I believe. As a bonus, this island also hosts the Big Buddha, which is where we're going now. It's very busy today. The line was, oh boy, how long have I been here? A good 30 minutes at least. While the buses are cheaper to get up there, the gondola provides a much better view. Right after I made this comment about air conditioning, I realized we didn't really need it. The windows were open in the gondola and the wind coming in was more than enough to cool us down. The gondola is honestly a really nice time and I would highly recommend it. Unfortunately, this would also be the highlight of our trip to the Buddha, as since we aren't religious, the area was just kind of a viewing spot for us. I chose this island for my last few days because if you take this gondola down, that area is right next to the airport, so you can go directly to it. It is starting to get hot. Please do not tap. Are you ready? The ascent. Ascent all the way up. I love when the mountain's like somewhat submerged in clouds because I think it looks cool. That circle has a little thing in the middle. It's supposed to be where you're like closest to God or something. It's not that bad. Oh, Mr. Buddha. It's kind of nice up here. It's kind of like a nice breeze. Now, as I mentioned, we weren't really religious, so after coming up here and taking a look at the views, we decided to quickly head down. After descending from the Buddha, we didn't really want to admit that the gondola ride here was the only thing we wanted to do, and so we decided to head over to the Wisdom Path. Are you feeling wiser yet? Wow, this path. More mushrooms. Well, I got bit already.
What?
On my finger.
More reasons to not hike.
Too many mosquitoes. At this point, we were kind of on the edge about the hike that was coming up. Specifically, we were talking about the Lantau hike, which would have brought us pretty close to the top of the mountain there. The entrance was adjacent to the Wisdom Path itself, and for me, this was a hike I didn't get to finish the last time I was here due to time constraints. I think that's the trail up to the part of the mountain I actually wanted to go to.
Look what they were wearing when they came out of that path.
Proper hiking gear.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I really wanted to complete the hike this time, we had to consider a few things. First things first, there was a rain forecast. Hiking up this mountain with a minimal amount of gear and huge rainfall was not a good idea. Second of all, there's a lot of mosquitoes, as you can clearly tell by the fact that I got bit on the 10-minute walk from the Buddha over here. And lastly, the humidity and heat. It was starting to get really hot, and Jenny was just not feeling the hike at this point. So, in the spirit of happy wife, happy life, I decided we were just gonna skip the hike for now. I quickly ascended the Wisdom Path, took a quick glimpse around the top part, and then rejoined Jenny to begin our descent down from the mountain, via gondola of course. Oh, this is the highest point. I did want to take that path up, because that mountain looks cool, but too many mosquitoes. And the wife is tired, so...
You need more wisdom?
Not really.
Chance of rain just like went down now. It's like 20% now.
That's
Same
good.
with tomorrow. Tomorrow from like 80% now like 60. It's going away.
Now, you might be thinking this is a good time to hike it because the rain chance just fell to 0. However, the sun was coming out and the temperature started to rise like crazy. So we stuck to our original plan of just leaving now. Probably not a good idea if I was like kind of sick yesterday and
Hike.
push myself to hike a mountain today.
And then we're climbing tomorrow? No. Sunny!
Maybe another time. One day we will come back and actually do the trail. Do you think the Buddha in Japan is bigger or smaller than this one? It's gotta be smaller, right? I feel like this one's bigger. This one is like... yeah, it's probably bigger. Honeymoon dessert on our honeymoon. Very expensive honeymoon.
Yeah.
I would just like to mention that another reason why I decided not to do this today is the fact that, as I mentioned, this island is really close to the airport. If we had a layover in the future in Hong Kong for a couple of hours, we can come up to this Buddha and do the hike then. Like I said, this hike is very convenient and an easy add-on for any vacation in Asia passing by Hong Kong. After the gondola ride, we made our way to the outlet mall and did some shopping. The area was full of department stores and not very exciting, so I'm just gonna skip it here. Right after we finished shopping here, we decided to head back. But before we were able to make it back home, something caught Jenny's eye. 我的家大有一个猫。是吧？对。毛毛，过来这儿。On the way back, Jenny found a massage parlor that had cats, and of course, we had to go. Looks so angry.
没睡醒。那你要去房间做还是在这里？
在这做。
在这做。
对。Since we were at a massage parlor anyways, I decided to get a massage done. And while Jenny continued to enjoy her company of cats, I went into the back where a middle-aged uncle decided to go ham on my back. Being both a breakdancer and a rock climber meant that all my muscles were super tight. That is to say, it was a very painful massage experience. They have a dog too. After a very relaxing massage, we decided to head back and get ready for the next event for the night. We went straight for the upper back and there was tons of knots and I was just like, oh god, I can't breathe now. And then I knew that it was like gonna hurt a lot. And then I thought it was just the neck plus shoulder plus like, you know, upper back or something. He went and did a full body on me. My calves are the worst.
Yeah.
I was about to cry. I was like, oh god, this is so bad. Every time I have a massage, it's always like super painful for the majority of it. So 400 divided by an hour and 15 minutes, which is 75 minutes. $35 from each of us. Yeah, that's really cheap.
That's really cheap.
It's really cheap.
The cats, the owner would put a blanket over the customers
and the cats will go and sit on the blanket for warmth and then nap with you. Say you paid like 30 minutes for a foot massage, the customer wouldn't want to like disturb the cat, so they'll pay another 30 minutes so the cat can sleep on them longer. Great business. Nothing you can do, it's free.
Fancy. So the last stop for the night is the drone show at the harbor. We have been trying to come here for a while now, but never really managed to stay awake. Tonight we actually made it. When you get there, it's pretty simple to find because you can just follow all the crowd.
Smells like water.
Yep. What kind of light show is it?
It's just a show for 10 minutes. I don't know. I've never seen it.
If I really had to be honest, I think checking out the harbor at night with all the glowing lights is probably more worthwhile than the actual drone show. Advertisement for Hoka. If you really do want to experience the drone show, I would recommend being on the other side of this harbor. It's a drone show. I know those two characters.
I expected a bit more.
Cool.